Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Practical Economic Geology and Exploration. I'm going to look at another chapter or article from this special publication of SCG. This is the third chapter titled Superimposed Porphyry Systems in the Dawson Range, Yukon, by Lee and his co-workers. I just mixed this article with a new one with the same theme written in 25 because of updated methods and figures. In this second article, they focused on the specific area in the Dawson Range, which is a Claza epithermal deposit, and wanted to relate this deposit to other deposits in the region, which are mainly porphyry type deposits. Here we have a cartoon modified after Silito 2010. We have three different scenarios in which we have one magmatic unit on the left side. In the second slide, in the slide B, we have erosion and degradation, which happened when the magma and the system is still hot and active underneath, and it creates a kind of telescoping feature in which we have superimposed epithermal and its related alterations with the alterations of and mineralization of a porphyry system under that. And in the third scenario, which is more related to Dawson Range, we have new magma impulses or intrusion from beneath, which created an overprint of a porphyry system on previous systems, which are a mixture of a mix of epithermal and porphyry systems. So the third slide is much more related to Dawson area, and it's kind of different from typical telescope systems. So Dawson Range provides a quite unique situation in which we can separate these different magmatic units from each other. This image is from their last article in 25, in which they focused on Claza epithermal deposit. And what makes Claza even more fascinating is the evidence for magma mingling or mixing between the older and younger phases, which created kind of hybrid dikes and complex vein structures and textures. And this all suggests a dynamic magma chamber active during mineralization. So we have three intrusions in the Claza. We have an older, or the oldest unit, which is a part of Casino and is about 80 million years. We have another impulse or intrusion related to Casino, which is about 77 million, and younger porphyry phase or pulse, which is about 71 million years, and it's related to the prospector suit. So imagine that you're drilling through time. First you hit mineralized coarse veins from the oldest 80 million years, then you keep drilling and intersect 77 million years suit with molybdenite mineralization, and the youngest system, which cuts through everything and has a an epithermal overprint. It's a quite unique situation for exploration and exploration geologists to study. Well, here we have a cartoon of different pulses and phases of magma with different types of zircons in the study area. And this study, which is the latest study by Lee and his colleagues, 25, is one of new studies, unique studies which focused on the zircon exploration applications. And they have studied different types of zircons in these units, 3 types to be specific: autocrysts, anticrysts, and xenocrysts. And this study shows that zircon is not just a dating tool, it's a kind of fingerprint, a kind of time capsule, and it could be a quite effective strategic tool for exploration of porphyry systems. So let's zoom in into the Claza system in the Dawson range. We have multiple magmatic suits: Casino, White Horse, and Prospector, as we saw in the previous slide. And they all tap into a shared crustal reservoir. Okay? And they have a shared plumbing system. But the problem with this shared plumbing system is that zircons get recycled over time. And we have to know which zircon tells the story of our target phase. So when we come across a situation like this, it tells us that first of all, we have a fertile multi-phase system. And the second thing is that we have to filter out zircon data. We have to filter and find autochorists and use just those type of zircons to date mineralization, not this recycled grains. And it tells us that multi-source zircon fingerprints can vector us toward centers of magmatic convergence, where we had we have heat, metals, and fluids all focused in the same place. So what's the result of such studies? The result is smarter drilling and targeting. We can define models of exploration quite better, and it's way cheaper and faster to find the hidden porphyry jackpots. This cartoon is another image of the Dawson range. It summarizes the whole tectonic regimes and events which happened in this area. On the top left, panel A, we have a compressional setting, and subduction is squeezing the crust, and magmas are pulling deep in what is called mash zone. That's where the Minto and White Horse magmas likely originated. Then move to the right, the panel B. Time progresses and tectonics shift. We have astenospheric upwelling and extensional zone, and reactivation of deeper magma reservoirs. And this is the time when Casino and Prospector mountain suits come into play, and recharging and overprinting older systems. Down below we have 3 more panels, C, D, and E, and we can see the evolution in cross-section in the Triassic meteosuits in panel C, so rising from depths, and by mid-Cretaceous, panel D, we have white horse magmas which are moving up the same pathway. And finally, in the late Cretaceous, panel E, we have younger epithermal and porphyry systems like Claza and Kelly. They stacked right on top of the old ones, and they're all fed by fresh pulses of magma. So this explains why we see so much overlaps in alteration zones, and why our zircon data showed a mix of geochemical signatures. It's this area and this situation is literally multiple magmatic events which are using the same crustal pathways. So it's not just a tectonic cartoon, it's a map of how the Dawson range got supercharged from below over millions of years. So let's talk about the methods. In these 2 articles, the team behind these studies, they used different methods. They've used petrography, geochemistry, geochronology, and drill core logging. And I'm much more interested about their geochronology approach, because they've used both zircon uranium lead and molybdenite rhenium osmium dating. So uranium lead dating captures the age of magmatic crystallization, the time when the host rock or intrusive body is solidified, and rhenium osmium dating directly dates hydrothermal mineralization, especially for molybdenite-rich ore-forming events. So these 2 bracket the timing between magma emplacement and ore formation, and gives us a time space between those 2 events. You can identify preserved hypogene ore shells, shells of copper, gold, and molybdenite, shells which are deep metal-rich zones and hold the economic value. And you can also spot overprinted ore traps when the newer fluids have reactivated old structures, and they leading to metal enrichment zones. And you can also highlight the older systems beneath, which are buried younger alteration halos. It's like a geological archaeology with the drill rig. And in the Dawson range, for example, we are seeing clear signs of all these superimposition patterns that hint at multiple pulses of mineralization. They stack up over time. And that's a key point. It's not just about what you find, it's about what's not there. In some of these alteration zones, for example, they mentioned that they have absence of magnetites, and it can be used as a powerful clue for exploration. And magnetic susceptibility, or rather the lack of it, can act as a vectoring tool for mineralization. And all of these methods in combined are a kind of game changer in covered terrains where surface or superficial clues are buried, and magnetics specifically, and magnetic methods can quietly guide your next big hit and target. So you can keep it in mind that superimposed systems are not noise. They're signal, and they might be the key to your next discovery.